Hello, this is Jody Amos reporting with my final screencast for ATM 101 Weather and Climate of Alaska. I'm reporting from the community of Kodiak, Alaska. This is my climate and weather analysis for 2 different weeks in the fall months of 2012. The first week of analysis was the week of September 9th, 2012 to September 16th, 2012. The second week was in October 28th, 2012 to November 2nd, 2012. September, weather was much less cloudier with humidity varying from day to day. These changes in the temperature are a direct reflection of the seasonal changes from the summer into fall as it is shifting into the winter months. Although the temperatures are clearly cooler than the summer months, there's still quite a high humidity carrying over from the warmer summer days. There's a great difference in the daily mean temperatures. On September 10th, 2012, the temperature drops from 35 degrees Fahrenheit, but throughout the rest of the week, the lows barely go beneath 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Starting in the week of September 9th, 2012, there's a low pressure system coming from the northwesterly direction, creating a large cloud coverage, which correlates with the brief high temperature on the 9th of September 2012, with a temperature of the maximum of 60 degrees Fahrenheit, before going on to a more neutral temperature throughout the rest of the week, at around the average temperature in the upper 40s to the lower 50s. Since there was least some cloud coverage throughout the week of September 9th, 2012 over Kodiak, Alaska, the temperature remained slightly warmer because of it. Since there was a pretty consistent fog and rain throughout the week of September 9th, 2012, the relative humidity reflects that by being so high this week. It was wet weather, which means the saturation level in Kodiak was high, and the ratio of water vapor in the air compared to the saturated vapor pressure made for a very wet week here in Kodiak, Alaska. Since dew point and relative humidity are not exactly the same characteristics, but still have a different effect on one another, it does clearly show that the dew point moves basically in the same pattern as the relative humidity did in this week in September in Kodiak. Based on the analysis of the weather conditions in Kodiak, it does do a good representation of the Kodiak climate from the transition season of fall. On my analysis, the clear weather would create a colder climate in Kodiak during this season. So this is pretty accurate to the climatology that shows the average temperature within 5 degrees of the past records kept of Kodiak, Alaska. I continue my Kodiak climate analysis with the week of October 28, 2012 to November 4th, 2012. This was a complete contrast in temperature, as well as the humidity was also quite a bit lower in contrast to the week of September 9th, 2012, where the humidity was consistently high throughout the week in September 9th, and the week of September 9th. I think this temperature of the week of October 28, 2012 is a direct reflection of the radical temperature fluctuation that occurs during the coming winter months. It is harder to forecast the weather during these winter months, as the data shown for the week demonstrates the transition in more complicated winter patterns. The relation to the clear skies without precipitation for the week of October 28th and the beginning of the week is in a direct representation of the colder temperatures because of less cloud coverage. The National Weather Service has the mean temperature of around 37 degrees Fahrenheit for this week, which is accurate from the past climatology for Kodiak, Alaska. As we can see, there's a constant fluctuation with the beginning of the week having the highest temperature with the lowest number in temperature, while the end of the week is consistently in the high temperatures of around 42 degrees Fahrenheit. The skies in the beginning of the week were clear, which correlates with colder temperatures at the beginning of the week, In the middle of the week, October 31st, 2012, the weather began to change as the low pressure was coming up from the southeasterly from the Gulf of Alaska. That created snow beginning on the night of Halloween/Reformation Day. The humidity and dew point are also accurate because it shows a lower dew point at the beginning of the week where there is no snow, while they both increase as the snow begins to fall midweek. The weather at the end of the week is most accurate to Kodiak weather compared to the National Weather Service in temperature, with the temperatures being within 5 degrees as well of the mean of the climatology in Kodiak's past weather. This is my final screencast for ATM 101, Climate and Weather in Alaska, and have a good day. Thank you. Bye.